Hey everybody, it's Mark, Dr. Deadwax, and it's time for another episode of the Inbox Challenge 2, and this is episode, or day 9. Today's numbers were picked by Oakenshield 1969, Jens, I believe, Sweden. Doesn't make videos. Should. Everybody who doesn't make videos should. Bottom line. That's, we'll be the judge. 5 numbers, 5 records. Here we go. First up is a DJ copy, not for sale, of The Image. This is from 1975. It was released on Manticore. It's on the Black Manticore label. It does not have anything on it, like it doesn't say it's a promo or anything. So it's got this great thick cardboard stock inner sleeve that is a reverse image of the outer sleeve. And that's got the lyrics on the back. So this is kind of, this record is like the cover, you know. What would you think this looks like? What would you think this sounds like from the look of it? Hey, what would you think that sounds like? I think that sounds a little psychedelic, little proggy, little heavy. That's what it is. It's pretty good. This has Mike Panera on it, who and Dwayne Hitchings and Donnie Bosberg. So Mike Panera, he started in a band called Blues Image, and then he went on to a band called Iron Butterfly. Played on their, I think their last studio record, Metamorphosis or something like that. Then he went on to a band called Ramatam, and been looking for their records. I picked up one finally after years in April. Blah blah blah. That'll come. I'll show that soon in after the dig. And then he went on to The Image. So that's a pretty good record. My copy, sadly, it's terrible. It looked okay. It's one of those records that looked VG. It had some scratches on it, but I'd hoped that it was gonna play through nicely. You never know, and it didn't. So the good record. I gotta recommend this. I gotta find a better copy. Next is all jazz. So if you don't like jazz, the rest of this video is not for you. This is Chico Freeman. This is Tradition in Transition, and this is on the much dreaded Electro Musician label. I cannot stop buying these. I hold out hope. I hold out hope for a promise of a future, or whatever the saying is, and I'm not getting it at all. It's like 4:30 in the morning here, people. I'm just done. Chico Freeman, Wallace Roney, Clyde Kreiner, Cecil McBee, Jacques DeJohnette, and Billy Hart. So great lineup. Some really good, solid players on here. So the issue with the Electro Musician is they all go schmaltzy and smooth and syrupy and slick, and they could do whatever they wanted, and they did that crap. This isn't that. This is good. This is kind of technical jazz. I don't know how to quite describe this. This is kind of avant technical. It's not overly musical, but it's not like squonky, noisy shit either. So, you know, the best Electro Musician I've heard was that McCoy Tyner I showed recently, and this is the second best. This sure as hell isn't smooth. So, you know, it's a winner for that alone. Next is soundtrack to When Harry Met Sally by Harry Connick Jr. This is an amazing record. I love this record. This is the record that got me back into jazz. I played jazz in high school. I was in a stage band. We performed Roy Thompson Hall. I played with John Candy. All kinds of stuff like that. But, you know, I kind of finished school, moved on, moved away. I think it was about 24, 25 when this came out, and or when I heard this, and this got me back into jazz. It kind of was the vocal jazz. This and an LP on, well, a CD on Verve, Billie Holiday's Silver Collection, something like that. There was this and that. The two vocal jazz albums that got me back into jazz, and I still love this record. I listened to it tonight, and I got this for $2. I was just thrilled to get it. I gotta say, Harry Connick Jr., he was my favorite jazz musician for years, and I still like this, and I hope to find one day a copy of Red Light, Blue Light, is that what it's called? I can't remember if it's Red Light, Blue Light, or Red Light, Green Light on vinyl, if it was ever released on vinyl. So, great record. Harry Connick Jr. is a talent. And I'm not afraid to say I still listen to it. It's not cool, probably. Next is another jazz. This is ECM, Abercrombie Quartet, M. And the players on here are John Abercrombie, Richard Bierach, George Mraz, and Peter Donald. And, you know, typical early 1980s ECM sound, flowing, landscapey, textural music, kind of sound, you know, background soundtrack of your life. Abercrombie's guitar playing on this, he slays on some of the stuff on here. Just amazing. The record, brilliantly produced, brilliant sounding. Another solid ECM release. Not in the essential, but a good one. And last is a record that just kind of blew me away. This is fucking phenomenal. This is Ease It by Kenny Dorham. This is on Muse. I pick up records on Muse because every so often they're actually really good. This is fucking amazing. Sometimes the stuff on Muse is just total crap. Sometimes it's amazing. It's kind of like Concord and Inner City and all of those kind of, what are they, second tier, periphery jazz labels. I don't know what the hell you call them, but all those ones, they kind of have this. A lot of times they had older players who had left, like Blue Note and stuff. Anyway, this is just incredible. I was totally blown away with it. Kenny Dorham on trumpet, Rocky Boyd on tenor sax, Walter Bishop on piano, Ron Carter on bass, and Pete LaRocque on drums. Like, this is a phenomenal lineup, and it's a hard bop. This is one of the best records I've heard in a long time. Totally blown away by it. 1974. This came out on Muse. This is part of the Muse Forever series. So after I listened to it, I you do the inevitable internet thing, and this is a record by Rocky Boyd called Ease It that was originally released on Jazz Time Records in 1961. So this is an example of a jazz record that's re-released under the name of a player on the record, but not the original person this was Rocky Boyd's date that Kenny Dorham played on, and then later it was re-released as a Kenny Dorham record. So that is what this is. So could explain why it's so great. It's 1961, the hard bop era. This is a white label promo on Muse. And it has Bell Sound and the Dead Wax, which was a mastering company. So I guess, Probably I'm going to want to try and find the jazz time. And it's JT001 is, so it might be the first record ever released on jazz time, but this is phenomenal. If you see that, I paid $8 for that. You should grab it. This, you know, it's ECM, it's good. I'd grab it all over again. When Harry Met Sally, it's a great record. I know. Even my cats might be mocking me for saying that. Chico Freeman, Tradition in Transition. It's good. It just didn't blow my mind. I will listen to it again, but and that's a lot for an electro musician record. But it'll never be a record I go to. I'll probably get rid of it. And The Image. I have to find a better copy of that. That's kind of cool, kind of interesting. So that is the end of day 9 of the Inbox Challenge. Thanks, Yen, or Jens, Yen, oh God, for picking today's numbers. Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, playing along. Have a great day, everybody. Keep the record spinning.